Okay guys, so we're getting ready to start this recipe. This is all of the things that you will need to make your own pasta. I've been watching too many cooking shows lately, so I'm going to home make my own pasta for this recipe. And I will link down below the YouTube video that I watched. It's just like one of those tasty videos or whatever. To get this recipe, and yeah, all you need is olive oil, flour, salt, eggs, and a rolling pin, which I have here, darling. Obviously though, with this recipe, if you don't want to spend the time to like make your own noodles, then just use freaking noodles and go along with whatever else it is that I'm doing. I don't have a recipe, like an actual recipe for this, thing that I'm cooking for this dish. I don't have like an actual recipe. This is just something that I know is going to be good, so I'm putting all of it together. So yeah, I just want to have a cool idea of something to kind of like lighten up the mood a little bit this winter season. I know winter's like a lot of heavy meals, and this one's a little bit more lighter. Then keep watching.
Alright, so first things first, I am going to kind of include the ingredients for when you use all-purpose flour from that video that I have linked below on the right side of this screen here, so you guys know what's going on. So first things that I'm going to do is I'm going to crack my eggs, and I actually use the technique like that the girl talks about in this video as to how to separate the yolks from the whites. Why did it take me so long to remember what those were called? Yeah, how to just get the yolks. So check that video out. And I also kind of let my eggs sit out for like 20 minutes because they were really cold and I didn't want my hands to be very cold, and I'm going off on a tangent. So yeah, watch this cool clip of me cracking eggs and then separating them. And there you have it, a beautiful bowl of perfectly cracked / separated egg situations happening. Woo, feel me! I'm so awkward at voiceovers, you guys. Okay, so then we're gonna take our flour, which I use 2 cups. What I would suggest you guys doing is do what I did and screenshot the screen earlier when I had, you know, the little ingredients or whatever to the right, and save it in your camera roll so you know what's going on, because I kept checking my phone to make sure everything was everything, you know? So anyways, taking the flour, and then just according to what the video said, I create a small hole. I'm also salting the flour with that Himalayan salt, that pink Himalayan salt. Then I'm taking my little eggs, I'm creating a hole in the middle of my flour. Oh no, that's not what I'm doing. I'm combining olive oil, a little bit of olive oil into my eggs for what the video said. Like I'm keep saying over and over again to you guys. Yeah, and then I'm slowly beating them or whatever. But yeah, and then eventually I'm going to create a well, as you would call it, you know what I'm saying? I'm a real iron chef up in this biatch. And then I'm putting my eggs in the middle, and then I'm slowly incorporating them, and yeah, it's definitely time for a speed up now. And then eventually, once your arms start to burn, you will get something that looks like this after, you know, slowly whipping the eggs into the flour. And then you will remind yourself that you are homemaking noodles. You are literally an at-home Martha Stewart, and no one can stop you now because, surprise, surprise, you're getting ready to do 5 to 10 minutes of kneading. Okay, I was looking at the clock on my stove like literally time was ticking for me to die, and I ended up doing 10 minutes. So yeah, that video discusses different ways that you can knead. Basically, you are just trying to get the inside parts of this ball of dough to the outside, and so on and so forth, and make everything all nice and make the gluten activate and all that great stuff for the noodles. So hope you guys are ready for an arm workout. Yeah, winter body goals. So yeah, get to kneading, sis. So then at this point, everything hurts and you're literally dying. So what is it that you do? You get a little bit of appreciation, because I promise you your kids are not going to give you the appreciation that you deserve for this labor later. So you add it to your Snapchat or your Instagram, honey. And hopefully you guys are watching this video while you are tirelessly kneading your own doughs at home, and yeah, take a little break. Shake them shake them legs, also shake them legs, but shake them arms out, and follow me on my Instagram and Snapchat. I'm gonna leave the link right here, honey. But yeah, so make sure that everybody knows that you are really doing it up in your kitchen right now. You know what I'm saying? Don't let this moment go unappreciated. And post something on your social media and tag me in it. You feel me? And then you're gonna add a little bit of flour to it. Once you knead it, then you're going to cover it with some plastic wrap, and you are going to let it set for 30 minutes. Disclaimer, 30 minutes, honey. So I really hope that, you know, I didn't know that until I started cooking this dish. I did not realize that I needed to let it set for 30 minutes. Honestly, I just didn't get that far in the video that I've linked below. So I got to that point and I was like, oh shit, got 30 minutes to let this sit, and it's getting late, so whatever, cool. So I started my sauce at the same time. So yeah, you guys do that, and I'm cleaning up, so yeah. So these are all of the ingredients that you're going to need to complete your sauce. I will list all of them again to the right. Be sure to take a screenshot here. Also at the bottom, I am listing the 3 ingredients that I neglected to show in this clip. So, and the 3 ingredients are optional. So yeah, I have those listed to the right as well. So for this sauce, I have a saucepan, and then I also have a small skillet in the back for those pine nuts. So we're just going to be combining half a stick of butter, however much diced onion you believe. I honestly didn't really use that much, and some garlic. I would say I probably used, I don't know, maybe a tablespoon of this minced garlic. And then here in just a second in the back, you'll see me throw some olive oil into that back skillet. And then that is what I'm going to be cooking the pine nuts in. Pine nuts are really testy though. It was kind of complicated even for me, and I love pine nuts. I make them all the time. To watch both of these at the same time, you really need to watch your pine nuts because they burn very quickly. You kind of just want to get them to get a little bit toasty in the olive oil. And it just gives them like a really great taste, and that was like one of my favorite parts of this dish. So yeah, just watch those closely there at the back. But yeah, we're just waiting on this butter to melt, and you know, them onions and them garlics to come together, honey. Yes. And then here's when I really, you know, start getting Chef Curry with the shots, boy, in the kitchen. And I add 2 lemons. No, actually, I'm sorry. I ended up adding just 1 very large lemon into this sauce. fresh lemon preferably, and you know, you make sure that the little seeds and whatnot don't get in there. And I have that spoon, you know, my own little chef technique. I stab the spoon in the middle and then squeeze the lemon around the spoon to get out the most juice or whatever as possible. So yeah, check it out. And then I added the other half of that stick of butter and let that melt as well. And then next we're gonna add some scrimps, or I guess protein of your choice. What am I doing here, do you say? You guessed it. Another post, honey. Because guess what? Y'all gonna appreciate this. Oh. So then at this point, you're going to add, you know, one of those I forgot to mention things that I like, capers, which are delicious, into your sauce. Highly recommend if you have yet to try them, along with salt and pepper. So here I am getting the pasta dough out. It's been probably like 35 minutes at this point. And I'm taking one of these little triangles at a time and I'm wrapping it up while I'm working with that triangle or whatever so the pasta doesn't dry out. And I am rolling it out. You kind of want to roll it out like a very long rectangle so that you have long noodles, or honestly, you know, I don't really know. I don't know how to shape pasta yet. This is my first time making it, so I just went for the easiest one, which is like a fettuccine noodle. So flour your surface a little bit so that your pasta doesn't stick to it. Don't be afraid to like sprinkle a little bit of more flour on there as you're rolling it out, or put it on your rolling pin just a little bit, just so that it's not like super hard to work with. Then you're just gonna want to keep like rolling it until you get it to your desired thickness. But remember that when you cook it, it does get thicker than what it is now. So the video said roll it out until you can kind of like see your fingerprints through it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just checking, and you know, that wasn't good enough, so I'm gonna roll some more. But yeah, so just get it to your desired thickness, and then you're gonna kind of like fold it like an envelope, like a 3-fold, I guess, into each other, and then you're gonna get into slices. So, you know, once you like cut your noodles and set them aside, sprinkle a little bit of flour onto them so that they don't stick to each other while you continue to work, and then you're going to do piece after piece. And again, remind yourself that you are a goddess of the kitchen. Do you hear me? And that it's going to be worth it. Okay? And yeah. Okay, then last but not least, you're going to get some boiling hot water with a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of salt in there. And you're going to cook your pasta. My pasta ended up kind of thick because honestly my arms hurt, and I didn't make them as thin as I should have. And yeah, so I ended up cooking mine for like 8 minutes, but you know, I don't know, is that regular or not? I don't really know. And then I combined them with my sauce, and I added the pine nuts and stuff to my sauce, and then I sprinkled it with Italian parsley, which is the second item that I forgot to mention in the beginning. And then I also ended up putting a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top of it, so that's the third thing that I forgot to mention, but I will have it in the list. And yeah, this is what we have: lemon, butter, garlic, caper, pine nut, homemade pasta, shrimp, goodness. Woohoo! So please let me know if you guys try this. I hope that you were entertained. I hope that your bellies are full. And I hope that you subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.